Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Music is My Business podcast and / live Q&A. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me know where you guys are from. Let me know what you do. Shout out to my Sync Producer Hub members in the building. I see you guys. We got Chris Butler. We got Kevin Cheek. We got Livingston Penn, Nate, Nicholas, Renee, Road 73, TTP Music Lab, the homie Ray, which we're going to be speaking to Ray in a little bit here. He's going to give us some insight from the post-production side of things. So it's going to be a dope conversation. So let me see what we got in the building, man. TTP says, what's up, fam? Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We got Renee from Roanoke, Virginia. Nate is from Sugar Hill. We got Mr. Johnny Soul. What's up, Johnny? Johnny Lewis, aka Johnny Soul. UK in the building. Livingston, all the way from the UK. Love to see it. Man, I'm excited. It's been a productive week. I've been having a productive week, knocking out some cues, trying to get some sports stuff submitted. So that's coming along well. Michael Connor Music has entered the building. What's up? Happy Friday, says Michael Connor. B-Rad Tunes and Stuff from Sacramento's in the building. Nate, first time. What's up, Nate? Welcome. I was trying to hit the DJ horn. Welcome to the live stream, man. We have a good time. UK native living in West Canada. I love it. Let's go through some wins, man. We're going to start off, go through some wins from the Sync Producer Hub community. And then we're going to bring up our guy, Ray Garcia, for some, we're going to pick his brain, man. We're going to pick his brain, see what's up. So, all right, we got a few wins this week, which is super dope. We got one from Brandon Souse. Placement alert. Got a while before this shows up on the BMI statement, but still really stoked. Just came through Track, which is TRQK, which I think that's like a tracking website where they kind of track TV placements. But just came through that my track, The River, was placed in the show on BBC. And then he linked us to a reel on Instagram that shows that placement, which is super dope. So congrats to Brandon out here getting these sync placement wins. We got Omarion Foster locked in with 2 sync companies this week. I just started sync not long ago, 5 days ago to be exact, and already locked in with 2 companies directly who worked with Microsoft, Ubisoft, MTV, Rockstar Games, and more. This y'all signal to keep going no matter what. You owe it to yourself to be the best you can be and not one of these quote unquote what if people. Amen to that. Shout out to Omarion with the win. Like, just got started in sync 5 days ago. I mean, if you had any excuses, I mean, he pretty much erased those. That's crazy. So yeah, man, congrats. It's only the beginning too. We got one from James. Says, good day, Sync Producer Hub fam. I hope this text finds you all doing well. 2 different tracks, 2 different library emails this morning. Congratulations of the acceptance of these 2 tracks. Keep pushing forward, y'all. Don't give up. Trust the process. Placements are on the way. Let's grow. Listen, y'all out here winning, man. Y'all winning. Johnny Lewis had a win too. He says a win is a win. He just got... Oh, he submitted his BMI affiliation application. Let's go. Because listen, at the end of the day, you can't even do a deal without being registered with a PRO so you can collect your royalties. So that is a huge win, man. Shout out to you, Johnny. Taking those steps, man, to getting those royalties. I love to see it. We got Jason Dowdy. What's up, Jason? Everybody shouting out the congrats in the chat. Maul Ballin', what's up, Clint? Happy belated, brother. Appreciate that. Too early to ask about Shades of Sync 2025? Absolutely not. Go to shadesofsync.com and get on the wait list so you will be the first to know all the details for Shades of Sync, the Shades of Sync conference this year, 2025. So, all right. loving these wins. Let's grow. Yeah, man. I love it. It's inspiring. It's motivating. So y'all keep it up, man. Shout out to the Sync Producer Hub members. If you're not a part of Sync Producer Hub, I'm sorry. You're missing out at syncproducerhub.com. So listen, I want to bring up my guy Ray Garcia from Red Ray Sound. He's a part of the community, and he had mentioned that he has like some post-production experience. So I was just like, yo, it would be dope to have a conversation with you and see what that's like from that perspective, because a lot of times like we're on the production side of things and we're submitting the music, but we don't know exactly like what this looks like. So I was just like, yo, let's have a conversation and see what it looks like. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring up my guy Ray, so we can talk to him. Let me get your hold on, let me get your camera right, because that's weird. Let's try this.
I'm a little.
I know. We gotta blow you up. I think it's because there we go. That's why.
There we go.
Nice, man. Ray, how you doing, man?
Great. How are you?
I'm good, man. Glad to have you. Thanks for
Have a
taking
good
the
week?
time to chop it up. Yeah, I did, man. It was productive. No complaints at all. Indeed. So, okay, tell people about you, who you are, what you do, and then let's dig into kind of like your background, as far as the post-production stuff.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Thanks, guys, for
Ray,
having an ear. Um,
Ray Garcia.
yes. uh, I want to say, being a part of this community, there's a lot of really cool and great composers here, really kicking out some really cool stuff.
I agree.
So just wanted to get that out there. I guess if was to talk about the journey, so to speak, I would say there's probably two,
Okay.
a musical and a post-production journey. And I guess like a lot of folks, that is in any type of music category thing, probably played an instrument early on. And that was the same for me.
Yeah.
I played trumpet fourth grade to high school.
Wow.
And then after high school, you know, it was just a horn, So I took piano, play chords, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And at the same time, going to college, I studied a little bit of music theory and figured out, hey, this is how you make music. So performed a bit with a few bands and what have you, but I found that being on stage, it just wasn't, my thing.
Yeah.
But I still wanted to do music. So I put together a little, studio, probably no bigger than a closet, really, just to do my own stuff. But then I did stuff, and friends would say, "Hey, can you help me?" And of course, the studio got bigger, and all of this was happening in a really cool music town, New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
That's where I grew. That's where I grew up. So I actually had a couple of tracks. One was on the radio. There was a contest that I became part of. A song called Voices. They had like 3 rounds. I made it through the first 2 rounds. Didn't make it to the last one, but to hear my song played on the radio twice was really cool.
Yeah.
And actually, after that was followed up by an interview about the song and about me. So I got a third play. And then I had a music track, just an instrumental that was played on a video for a news broadcast. On the noon news, they had like a video at the end of the show. They just did beauties of the town, and my music was under that, and I thought that was really cool too.
Nice.
So I mean, as far as that experience, I feel like that's the two highlights.
Yeah.
I did the very first song I ever wrote. I actually did a music video to that as well, but that's not really shared a lot. Just family.
Yeah.
It's like
No,
I
I
can't
hear
believe
you.
how young and naive I was about music then. But so after the college and all of that, I visited my sister in Central Florida. I found that I liked Central Florida. So I actually moved out here, and that was in '88. And when I got out here a short time after, I found Full Sail. At the time, it wasn't a university, but so I went there. And during the time there, I found that music was really cool and what have you, but this television thing was cool. And I didn't really know anything about it. So, like mix to picks, that kind of thing, spotting sounds to film and what have you. So I really dug that. And, a job here, a job there, and I ended up at the Golf Channel,
Mm.
which I kind of think that it was kind of a Lord thing
Yeah.
because when I was at Full Sail, the classes that I scored the highest in was in film and TV.
Wow.
And yeah, and it's like I didn't even have to study, it just came to me.
Hmm.
But I didn't know that, that's where it would lead. But yeah, the Golf Channel was a really cool run. In fact, yeah, I started there in September '96.
Okay.
So ways back, so show my age a little bit. Uh, and I came on to help out with the international department. And that was just to do tournament, live tournaments and translate our shows.
Mm.
And then about a year and a half later, 98, the producers there wanted to do a documentary on Arnold Palmer. And up until that point, all of our post-production was done out of house.
Okay.
So it wasn't even done there. And, we virtually begged them, let us do it. We have the equipment now. And they agreed. And it turned out really well. And from that point on, we essentially launched Golf Channel Post.
Wow.
So I'm doing the post production now and working with the Japanese at the same time.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was really cool. Launching Japan, the Golf Channel Post, and eventually winning an Emmy for a certificate. I got a
Hmm.
certificate.
Come
I,
on, let's go.
I believe in the sports
Yeah.
sports Emmys. They don't have statues for audio, but
Oh wow.
yeah,
They got to change that. We need a
they have to
statue.
change. They have to change it. Everywhere else, you can get a statue. I mean,
Yeah.
even for reality stuff, you can get a
Yeah.
statue.
Yep.
Get a drink here real quick.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's hanging up on the
interesting.
wall back there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well,
So
congrats on that.
actually, there's four projects that I worked on that were nominated, and I had. But this is personal because there was lots of other nominations for other people and what have you. But
Okay.
I was a part of four nominations with two wins,
Wow.
which was really cool. And the
Yeah.
first one, the one that I have a certificate for, is the very first production Emmy ever for the Golf Channel, which was a really cool thing.
That's awesome. That's
So
history.
yeah.
Nice.
And just to tell you a little bit about the Golf Channel, it was founded by Joe Gibbs and Arnold Palmer
Okay.
in '95, and struggled for a while. And when I was brought on, I didn't know how bad it was struggling. It
Hmm.
was really, hanging on.
Yeah.
And actually, when I was brought on 14 days earlier, I don't know, this like nobody shows up. I don't know if anybody can remember who that was. Anybody?
Drop in the chat if you guys remember.
Tiger?
Yeah, I seen somebody in comments mentioned Jason said pre-Tiger
Tiger?
golf.
Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods said hello world 14 days before I was hired.
Wow.
And it just blew up.
Yeah.
Absolutely blew up. It was such a cool ride.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was just news all the time, all the time. So, and speaking of news, I mean, that was one of the many departments that was at the Golf Channel. I have to write this down because there's so much.
Yeah.
But with the news part of it, it's very fast paced.
Okay.
I mean, it's news. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's got to happen. It's got to go to air tonight.
So like
Did
the
a
the post production part of it, like with as far as
post,
like the music and everything, putting it to picture.
yeah. Now, I
Wow.
did not work in like production. I worked in post production. So that was not live.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we did a lot of the videos and things like that. I would get stuff, and maybe 25% of the times they were giving me something. Hey, we shot this out there. It's got messed up audio, and I'd have to fix it.
Okay.
Whereas isotope
Yeah.
used a lot of isotope there, but a lot of really cool people. It was like a family,
Yeah.
and I was very lucky to start with the company a year after it launched. when it was privately held Golf Channel to a couple of acquisitions and then NBC Sports. And, when it became part of NBC Sports, it just blew up. The workload was quite a bit, but it was good. It was
Yeah.
they really pushed. But one of the like I was saying, the departments, Golf Central was one of them. The news, promotions. I worked with promotions a lot,
Okay.
and just to give you an idea of the size, there'd be like I think there's at least 8 to 10 producers just in
Wow.
promotions. And what these guys do is they obviously promote our programming. And in original productions, that would have shows about, say, like lifestyles, instruction, contests like The Big Break, which was the biggest show ever on the Golf Channel, and player features, so much more. I mean, there's a lot. All of these ones I'm just mentioning, most of the time would use library music, pretty much exclusively.
Yeah.
Occasionally, they would reach out to somebody and say, "Hey, like we want to use your music," like a popular artist.
Right.
And, I heard numbers like 25, 30K just for like maybe a 2 week promotion
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah.
So, using library music is so much more, inexpensive and cost prohibitive,
Yep.
or reasonable.
Yeah.
But working with marketing, and these are the department that would market the channel, they would try to get, people to advertise and that kind of thing. They'd send them videos and we could use popular music, which for me was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But and then of course there was live tournaments. I did do a lot of live tournaments, but at the channel, I did not go out on the field.
Okay.
And one of my most favorite things to work on there, like number one, was tournament teases. So
Okay.
this is like when you see the show come on and you see this, and it's a minute and a half, 2 minute, it's like a trailer. And this is something you can blow up. It's larger than life, like a movie,
Yeah.
and a lot of fun. Now, all of this, I use this music and all, but I never thought, you know,
You
I
could
could
be
make
doing the
this.
music. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have to be honest, I don't think it really ever I thought about it. And when I did think about it, I was thinking like these big composers did this kind of stuff. I
Right.
had no idea that like a lot of independents can do this as well. So not until I found this community and started, researching online like about middle of last year.
Yeah.
But another thing too with the Golf Channel, not only all those departments that I just mentioned, but they had digital assets too.
Okay.
So, like platforms to sell tea times and to do instructions and things like that. And we had to produce content for that as well. So it was
Wow.
very busy. Yeah, I would say
Wow.
like the last 12, 15 years of the Golf Channel, it was very busy because of all the digital stuff coming on.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's the Golf Channel. Now, as far as the process, and
Yeah.
that's what everybody, I'm sure, is mostly interested in,
Yeah. Yeah.
like a typical promo is usually 15 or 30 seconds. Just going to grab
Okay.
another quick.
Yeah.
A producer's going to create a script. It starts with a script, words, and then they're going to look for video content and music. And then they'll come to the studio to do a VO track. Many times it's just a scratch.
Okay.
And then they'll
When you
take that scratch
when you say VO, you talking voiceover?
voiceover. Now, it
Okay.
can be somebody who actually works there because it's
Okay.
just a scratch, or because every day we have daily VO sessions, whether the person comes into the studio
Okay.
or is it like an ISDN session.
Okay.
It's just like them being there. That's ISDN box is a box we have one. The VO person has one, and it's using two lines literally, one going and one coming back,
I heard
and
about
digital.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. It works really great. It's just like they're there in the studio.
Yeah.
But so we'll have them do the VO, and then they'll take that VO track to the video editors.
Okay.
And then the video editors will put all of that together. And if the music is how they like it, they'll use it. Then many times they'll come to me and say, "Hey, I need to work this. Can you cut it down for me?" Or it might be just a 30, and I need to cut it to a 15,
Right.
or other times. But so they'll put it together, send it my way, so then I can have the voiceover talent do a real VO.
Okay.
So they'll have the whole production in front of them, and you can draw on, that to have a good VO.
Yeah.
So then I will do a final mix, and then create stems. A lot of stems in some cases.
For just
Promotions,
for the whole video, or just the music
all
part
the
of it?
audio. And
Okay.
now we're
Okay.
talking like VO only, nats, which would be natural sounds,
Okay.
effects only, music only, anything else that needs to be split out. Not so much promotions, but tournament teases can be a lot of splits. Shows, any original shows
Yeah.
can have 25, 30 stems,
Okay.
and crazy because they'll have everything split out. Even the 5-1 will be split out. The tournament sites will want something like left, right, center. That's
Yeah.
it. Different configurations.
Yeah.
And we did all of this in Pro Tools.
Okay.
And Pro Tools, the way you can bust out everything, you can have it bust out to all the tracks that would record on, and in one fell swoop do it.
Yeah.
All of those stems, print them out.
Wow.
So yeah, and sometimes if it gets to be last minute and they need to make a change, they have all of these stems that they can make changes without an audio person being there. So, but also for archiving.
Okay. Wow.
So
So like
yeah,
we're creating a set of stems on our end just for the music, and then by the time it makes it to the post-production side, there's like a whole nother stem printout that's happening with voiceover, sound
yes,
effects, and the music. Wow.
yes,
So
yes.
when you say you were working on something, like, would you just take like a full track, like a full 2-minute track, and then just pick whatever part you wanted to, or like what did that look like for you?
Well, the producers usually make the call on that.
Okay.
So I didn't really, I mean, I was there to service,
Okay.
audio guy, helping them because it's their vision. So I'm
Yeah.
helping them bring it to fruition.
Makes sense.
I will offer suggestions, and and they can take it or not. And sometimes, oh, I didn't even think of that. So but it's their deal. But I would say, wow, probably in the last 10 years, I had worked with these guys for quite a while, built up a really great rapport. It got to the point where they just bring the project to me and they'd leave the room.
Wow.
It just, yeah, because I knew which each and every producer wanted and how and if I didn't, I would throw things at it. And if I had time, I would throw more at it than what's, necessary. And then they can come back because for me, as far as workflow, it's easier to delete something. You could do it in a second than to have to go look for something. It
That's
takes
true.
time to do that. So I would come up with several ideas and put it on it. Hey, I have a couple of things to roll by you. So it got to a point where my whole workflow was streamlined to a point where it was just grinding it out.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
So
We got a couple
yeah.
questions. One is a very, very important question. Michael says, "Are you a part of the Who Dat Nation?" Very important question. Oh, there you go. Wait,
Oh,
yeah,
there it is.
scoot it. Yeah, scoot it up. Yeah,
Ah,
there you
there it
go.
is.
Boom.
Yep.
Yeah, I know Michael's a huge Saints fan.
Excited about the new coach.
Love it.
He's a Super Bowl winning coach.
Yeah, man.
All
So
right.
yeah, y'all should have a good
So
season.
so the libraries, the ones that I can remember now, NBC Universal, they actually had their own like NBC production music. So
Okay.
that's theirs. We would pull from that library a lot.
Got you.
First Com, I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yep.
Extreme Music,
Yep.
Megatracks,
Yep.
lots of others.
Big ones.
You know, yeah, we pulled from them. Now, as far as what I looked for in a track, and I'm also in the Dave Croft community, 52 Qs,
Oh yeah, shout
and
out to Dave.
he's awesome too. You're
Yeah.
awesome. He explains the cue that well, it has to have a good intro. And before I go further, your your structure, I think, is pretty spot on.
Thank you.
Really. Yeah, no, it
That's good to know.
that structure, I don't know how you came up with it. You said that you like just been doing this for a while and just kind of,
Just making a
but
bunch of trash music, basically. That's all. Feedback.
but a lot of the library music that I saw was exactly that. I
Wow.
mean,
Okay.
to a T.
Yeah.
And so it has to have a good intro. Now Dave talks about good looking waveform. And it's so true. I mean, I
Yeah.
would look at it and look at the wave, and because you can see obviously edit points,
Yeah.
what's going on with the music, if it's loud, soft, percussive, musical, if it's crushed, with compression,
Yep.
chances are it won't get used anyway, but you can't hardly see anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
And most importantly, like top of the list, good sting ending.
Yes.
Has to have a good sting ending. I mean, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Has to
Yep.
have it.
And
Just
as,
the
as
way
soon
it's
as
used.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but as
Yeah, yeah,
soon as
no.
you said that, Antonio dropped in the chat. He says, "Would you recommend putting stings on every submission, or does it just depend on the song?" And then he said, "Never mind," because you just answered as soon as he typed it. But yeah,
I mean, it's just that's the way it is,
yeah,
because it just makes it where they can use it. And here's the thing. I mean, 15-second, 30-second got used a lot. Maybe minutes. For promotions, tournament teases, and another thing, as far as music cues, and when I first started there, their promotions maybe used one track,
okay,
and then they started getting creative and like, okay, we'll have this softer track in the first 15, and then pick it up in the last 15, and with the music, with more energy, and got to do that a lot. With tournament teases, it could be two, three songs. So it just
within the
using
single,
mul
within one
within a
teaser.
within a single tease, within a single promotion, you could have multiple,
Wow.
tracks used.
Okay.
So they just got to get fancy and creative, and a lot of times it worked.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
yeah. So what else? So as far as the story, cover the music, the post production continues with me doing both now.
Yep.
I hadn't done music in quite a long time, and while I was at the Golf Channel, I really didn't do much music at all, and didn't have the studio like I have now.
Okay. That's cool. Just
So
how those two worlds collided for you. Um, so I guess when you're in a position like that, I imagine, because this is the second time I've come across where hearing, uh, NBC having their own library to pull from. I think Viacom, it was kind of set up similarly where, I was talking to another editor and he was just like, yeah, we just have like this massive library of music and we just pull from it. What would you, I guess, were you
how do you
given,
submit to it?
well, not that, well, we can get there too after,
Yeah.
later on we can dig into that, but did the producer give you instruction on like the type of music to look for, and like how did you search that and find it in a library of like a bunch of music basically?
Well, that's the thing. I generally did not.
Okay.
choose the music at all. They
So
chose it.
the
So
producers
they
chose it,
literally,
and
yeah, they literally would bring the idea, like say a promo. They'd bring
oh,
the idea, the music, and what they were going to show to their higher up, their boss, so to speak. And then they say,
okay.
"Oh yeah, I like that idea. Okay, run with it."
Okay. And then you would just kind
So,
of put all the pieces together, bring their vision
and
to
I
life from there.
basically I was putting the pieces together. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm yeah, just there to piece it together.
Nice.
Mm.
Um, Jason had a question. He says, "Well, what are your biggest pet peeves when working with audio in post production, and how can we optimize our cues to make it easy for people on those teams?"
Wow. Well, I think just like what I was talking about the structure,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's very helpful to see the edit points, to have the good waveform, to be able to see, just at a glance
Mm-hmm.
what's going on with the music. Um, I
Yeah,
don't really know if I go
because I
ahead.
think from a lot of the software that I see music libraries use, usually you can see that waveform. So your music could potentially get passed up on. It's like if the mix is bad, like you said, if it's super crushed with compression, and they just see there's no dynamics to the track, your music could get passed up on before someone even hits play.
It could. Well, the producers are not going to look at it that way like I do.
Mm-hmm.
But if it comes to me and it's got if it's too crushed, if it has issues, I mean, it's kind of hard to uncompress.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, you could, I believe, in fact, I know I've actually tried to do this. I've been handed something, and it's like, oh, you got to, because it'll start the clip and what have you. So
Mm-hmm.
put it in RX, declip or whatever. It actually works pretty good, but it's not 100%.
Got you.
But
Okay.
yeah, they're going to pick music based on what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So emotion, whatever.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense. Love it, love it. We had another one
yeah.
from JC. Are you or Jason? Are you trying to totally change careers to full time music creator or balance both?
That's a good one. And actually, well, here's the thing. When I was at the Golf Channel and doing all of that production for them,
Mm-hmm.
I I I don't know how many shows, promotions, it's thousands, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they own that.
Yeah,
I mean, I got a nice 401k out of the thing, but
yeah,
I don't have any royalties on any of that.
true.
And
Yeah,
that's the when I came across Sync, that was the intriguing thing for me is that you license your music, you still own it, you get
mm-hmm.
royalties from it, and that could be quite a long time.
Yeah,
So that I can continue to do post production, but I'll be in the same, you know, bag, so to speak,
yeah,
not earning royalties or anything. Just do the job, job by job and be done.
yeah,
So, yeah, I'd like it to be a bit of a career change,
yeah.
obviously. Yeah.
That's
Now,
cool.
you guys are lucky because I know a lot of you are much younger than I am, but Lord willing, I think I'm probably going to be around a little bit longer. And I'm old enough to collect Social Security, but I'm not at the moment.
Gotcha.
And my dad lived in 94, so
Wow.
it's in the genes.
Yep. Wow.
Lord willing.
Yep. That's what's up. But yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think I mean, with the experience that you have, like you kind of have insight that a lot of composers won't have just from that experience. Like, exactly like what that process looks like, what producers and editors are looking for. So I think that kind of gives you an edge and a unique perspective, which is pretty
Mm.
cool.
Well, I will say one thing, listening to the community's music, I find it a little more difficult mixing music than it was what I was doing for the Golf Channel. Because
Okay.
music's already done. It's production's
That's
already
true.
done.
That's true.
And the other stuff, I mean, in music, you could have way many more elements
Yeah.
to mix than, you know, but I mean, there's times when I had quite a lot in productions there, but still.
Yeah.
So that is something I'm working on. But some of these cats in the community,
Well, Did,
Hey,
did you see? Did you
some,
see Flair's post? He had like 322 tracks on some project he was working on, and this is
no,
just the music.
a lot of the guys in the community are really good mixers. Their stuff sounds awesome,
I
awesome.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the creativity is awesome.
yeah.
So, and then this has been around since when? April last year? Did you
Yep, yep,
launch this?
yep. We launched
So
in April of last year.
you're gonna have a anniversary first year?
What should we do? Because April's like around the corner. I know, right? We need to have like I don't know
Yeah,
special anniversary stream or something. I don't know.
right.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. It's been a
How about a
year
meetup?
already, man. That would be dope. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that would be dope. We should make that happen.
I mean, I'm only
So
what 6, 7 hours south of you.
yeah, 'cause I'm in
Yeah.
Atlanta. You're in Florida.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
Central Florida. And my
and
wife's
vice versa.
family is from upstate South Carolina. So
Okay.
um, every once in a while we will go through Atlanta, but a lot of times we'll go up 75 and then cross over Georgia into like just the country
Yeah.
to get to upstate South Carolina. It's in the
Gotcha.
Greenville area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that
Yeah.
going up like 85?
85. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
But when we what we do is we make a turn in Macon and then cross over there.
Okay.
So we just,
Got you.
yeah, I'll check the maps and see what the traffic's like. And usually in Atlanta, it's not that great.
Yeah. Nah, not at all.
So
Traffic.
we go through the Georgia countryside.
Got you. Smart choice. We got a couple other questions. Miguel says, so when mastering, usually we try to bring the peaks down in mixing process so we can make the track louder. Do we want to maybe not reduce as much to maintaining those dynamics? This would make it quieter, I assume. What are your thoughts on that
Um, wow. I mean,
versus
I
the
was just
mixing
saying that I'm
speaking?
still struggling with it myself. Just today, actually, I was looking up on the ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT, on the various streaming sites, Spotify, all of those, what was the optimal LUFS
Mm-hmm.
metering, and it told me -14,
Wow. Yeah.
and that the peak should not go more than -1.
Okay.
So it's kind of funny because I actually mistyped and it thought it said, are you asking about LUFS or love? And I was asking about specific frequencies, how it affects the LUFS,
Yeah.
which was kind of interesting. But he gave me an answer back for the LUFS and for love.
What did it say for love? I'm interested in that.
Uh, oh, see if I can pull it up on my phone.
That would be hilarious.
It's so funny. I mean, it actually went ahead and and did it for love too.
That's hilarious. Chat
Loves.
GPT is getting advanced.
It's amazing. Yeah, did you mean affects love? All right, or love emotionally in music. So LUFS, mid-range frequencies 300 to 5K is very sensitive. Low frequencies below 100 hertz. High frequencies above 10,000 hertz. Uh, so, and okay, for emotional, 250 to 500 hertz. Warm and in intimacy. 700 hertz to 2000, emotional clarity and expression.
That's interesting.
3000, 3000 to 6000, presence and brightness. Adds excitement.
Got you.
So
Wow.
that's ChatGPT.
Miguel
Yeah, I
said
have
that.
asked. Yeah,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I've asked ChatGPT if it knew everything.
What did it say?
It just said I know a lot.
Hilarious. Miguel says I usually aim to -9 LUFS. Jason says -14 might be good for Spotify, but you would lose a beat battle. True. Like beat battles is where you gotta like you can be clipping because you just need everything to hit loud as possible.
I believe at the channel ours was -12. They liked it around
-12.
-12. Mhm.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's television on air kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mentioned one time in one of the Q&As that no matter how the audio is, when it goes out, master control, they're going to have control of the audio and have it at a certain level
Yeah.
because they have to.
Right.
You know, FCC, they'll get, in trouble. So they
Oh
don't want
yeah.
trouble from them. They got to maintain a certain level. I think people had enough of the car commercials
Oh
blaring.
gosh, blasting. Yeah, exactly.
You got this show happening, all of a sudden a car commercial comes on and it blows your ears out.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of that anymore.
Well, yeah, that's good. Chris Butler says, as someone who has started mixing later in your career, what would you say has helped you the most when learning how to mix? That's a good question.
This is a good question. Um, well, what I'm finding out now is just you keep doing it, keep listening, and um, I understand it can be frustrating, and it's like it's taken a while,
Yeah.
but I I tend to like just bring it with me and listen to it everywhere. What does it sound like in my car, and what does it sound like in, I do have Avatones in here, so smaller speakers,
Nice.
and what are these? Yamaha.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you
got
get some nice
Yamaha.
flat frequencies.
Yeah, the 8-inch with the sub.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, mixing, man.
but just
It's
play it everywhere, even on my headphones, or
yeah.
earbuds, and everywhere.
Yep. I agree. Livingston says I use Alexa. He asked Alexa if she worked for the Fed. She didn't answer. That was very telling. Hilarious. So yeah, I guess we
Yeah.
know who Alexa reports to.
So do you use ChatGPT quite a bit?
Oh yeah, like every day. In personal life and with business and production, like it's an everyday conversation. Just ideas, getting thoughts out. Sometimes if I'm in Logic and I can't remember like a shortcut for something, excuse me, I'll ask
Right.
ChatGPT and it'll tell me what to do. Or it was something that like something happened. I think it was an update and I could not find it was like a feature that used to be on display in like the control bar thing, but it wasn't there anymore. And then I couldn't find it. So using ChatGPT for stuff like that is great. I
Well,
love it.
you could just text Sides, right? You got her number.
I know, right? Yeah, hit up Side. She's like the Logic guru. I have her book too, like her ebook on Logic. So there's some shortcuts I need to save on the iPad, but
I
yeah,
know there's like a
definitely.
certification for it, and I know it's like rare if anybody has it, but I think she's beyond that.
Yeah. Oh, she's mastered it. Like she's
She's
mastered. And
she
I asked
said
her.
she
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
she said, I mean, I heard her say that she just made it a point. She grabbed the whole
The
manual
man.
on Logic and
That's what I
learned
was
it
about
from
to
cover
say.
to cover,
Yep.
cover to cover.
Yep. Because I asked her, I was just like, that's exactly what she told me. She was like, "Yeah, I just read the manual." I was like, "Oh, the thing that we typically just ignore all the time." So, yeah, I mean that's a cheat code. Actually, read the manual, and then you'll be a master of it. So,
Yeah,
shout out to Sides, man.
yeah, she's awesome. Um, so this is my very first podcast. Never done
Congrats.
anything like this. No, I was fine behind the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I ever did at the channel. I was fine behind the camera. So I've actually been a little nervous about this, and so you're helping me come out,
Oh
so to
man.
speak.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're doing great. You're doing great. Again,
Thanks.
like I said, man, it's a conversation with our people, man, in the
Hmm.
community, you know, music geeks and so I get it, man. It's not easy being in front of the camera all the time. I know I was terrible at it at first too, but nah, man, you guys are doing good.
I don't see how. I can't see it with you. Wow.
Really?
And all the social media. Wow.
Oh man.
It
Listen,
seems like you're everywhere.
Go to my YouTube channel.
I have an Instagram, but it has like nothing on it yet.
Man, go to my YouTube channel and like go all the way back, and you will see it's painful to watch me on camera.
Okay,
It's not.
I'll do
good.
that. Give me some inspiration.
Yeah, man. Allison says you're doing great. So there
Thank
you
you.
go. Yep. But yeah, man. Okay, here's a question for you: Team Logic or Team Pro Tools? Because I know you mentioned Pro Tools.
Well, as far as post-production, I'm way more comfortable in Pro Tools.
Makes
I
sense.
used it for so long, but it can see things at a microscope level
Yeah.
that Logic can't.
Mm.
But Logic is so intuitive as far as making music.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I've done some post-production with Logic, and it worked out okay, but I felt a little, hand-tied, so to speak. So even just to do like I've had people come here to the house, that's where the studio is. And actually the wall behind me, behind that wall is our pantry,
Okay.
for the kitchen.
Okay.
And you walk in it, what have you, and that's the vocal booth. So that's where I'll
That
put
works.
people there. And it actually does work really. It's got good separation.
Yep.
But I hang the blankets up in there on the shelving, and I tell them they can grab a snack while they're in there.
That's perfect.
You know what I do for talkback? I just put a walkie-talkie on there.
That's easy.
It's perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So easy.
solution.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have walkie-talkies. Let me try this, and they're digital, so it's absolutely quiet until I come on and say, "Hey, do another take."
Wow.
I can
There you
hear
go.
them through the mic.
Yep. That works.
So,
Nice.
but yeah, this whole sync thing it really intrigues me, and I don't know if I fear the AI thing that much at all.
I don't. I
I
mean,
think it could be like the jukebox and all these other things that came out,
yeah.
and you're like, oh, the musician is going to be out, but we find a way. Yeah, music is a math thing, but in my opinion, music comes from the soul.
Yeah.
It's emotional,
Yep.
and computers can't do that.
They can't.
They're only going to do what they learned. We're human beings. We're the only ones that can pull things out of thin air.
Yeah.
Computers can't do that. That's my opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree because I mean, even when you look at the conversations that we have during the creative process, especially if you're working on something custom, it's just the editing process, the revision process. I feel like someone would get more frustrated trying to get the computer to understand what to do than to talk to a human who has like multiple levels of understanding.
Still,
And
yeah.
just yeah, I agree. I don't have a fear of the AI stuff. I think it'll have its place for use. For example, like social media content, when you just need some quick music in the background, nobody really cares too much. You just need something quick just to have a vibe. I think it's great for stuff like that. It's easy, it's quick. A lot of it is built into a lot of the mobile apps and stuff that we use for editing content. That's fine, but I feel like these bigger projects, when you want something very specific, certain types of instrumentation, I don't think it can do it better than us at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know when that will come.
Yep.
I
So
mean,
we'll
it
see.
could,
And
I guess.
And I mean, if it, I don't know. I mean, if it gets that good, I guess I don't know. We'll figure it out.
In the
But
meantime, though, doesn't it sound like those that are involved in production would rather not use AI at all because of
yeah, it's creating
the
issues.
problems they could have problems with it.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and like technically, I was talking to an attorney about this. If it's like 100% AI, I don't think you can copyright the music. which, that creates a
I think the
thing.
Library of Congress has already said they're not going to copyright it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, gotta
And
have
I
that.
don't believe the Grammys are going to give awards out for it either.
Hmm. So yeah, there's a lot of different, different layers to it. But yeah, they're staying away from it. And it's kind of like almost like the whole samples and kind of splice situation where, most of them just rather not
Yeah.
deal with it.
And something good that you just brought up there. Even though this is like very early in what I'm trying to do with this, um, I think the very first project I submitted to you guys, it had some samples um, and loops.
Mm-hmm.
It was Apple loops, and I thought it was kind of interesting that I used multiple disciplines to create a track. With
Yeah.
the samples, the loops, and I had arpeggiation going on in there too, and just of course playing it in.
Yeah.
And um, I think I'm just going to stay away from loops and samples and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to the possibility. If I do, I'm going to try to change it as much as I can.
Yeah. Yep. 100%, man. I think it just
So
makes everybody's life a
yeah,
little easier.
yeah.
Gabba Music Work says, if I registered a song with BMI years ago and recently re-recorded it, does that hurt my chances of placing it? No, not at all. I think you can, because I mean, when you register the song with BMI, you're registering like the title basically. So if you like re-recorded it, that's fine. It's the same thing. I don't think
I
it
did ask ChatGPT this as well,
really.
because I asked you the question one Q&A about, okay, I had a song and say I was using it to perform, but then I restructured that same song and submitted it to a library under a different name. Would that be okay? And I think you said, yeah, it's okay as far as that because it's another recording.
Mm-hmm.
I did ask ChatGPT that,
Mm-hmm.
and it was actually, I mean, at first I asked it if it knew about copyright law, and of
Yeah.
course it did.
Yeah.
And it said that it depends on when you sign the contracts with whatever library,
Mm-hmm.
they'll have wording in there, that there can't be uh, any likeness, or it just depends on the contract.
Yeah.
So if you did something and then you did another version of that, then I think it would fall under that. Hey, this is that like that song, so you
Yeah.
won't be able to use that song. But then I got to thinking, and I haven't asked GGP this. So if you still like, if you submitted a track exclusively, but you
Mm-hmm.
still wanted to, as an artist, use that other song, could you use it? But then you'd have to pay royalties to yourself or something like that.
That would be weird. Like, I mean,
It'd be kind of weird.
it would depend because it would depend on the agreement with the exclusive deal.
Yeah, they might say you can't use it at all.
And what that looks like. But I imagine like if it's yours, you created it, and it's just
You're
a
not gonna sue
different
yourself.
version of it. Yeah, like it's yours. It's still yours. It's just a different recording, a different master.
It's just a
recording.
matter of getting the approval from the library, I guess.
Yeah, yep.
Say, look, I'll
So
pay you to do it.
like I'll pay myself.
What do you want?
A self negotiation. Sean
Right.
Roberts says, should I register my music in a PRO before submitting? I usually don't if I don't know where it's going, like publisher wise, I won't register it because I don't know where it's going to end up. And then usually once a publisher signs it, they register it on your behalf under like their publishing company and all of that stuff. So I usually hold off on doing that until, it finds a home. And then they usually
I
take
think
care
that's
of
what I would do as well.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because for the most part, you don't really have a worry that they could take your music and,
Yep.
especially if it's a reputable library.
Yep.
I don't think there'd be any worry about that at all.
Yeah. Yep. And they'll usually take care of that.
Mm.
So yeah.
Now that's exclusive. What about non-exclusive?
Non-exclusive, Now I
And it's
would
kind of more
register.
wide open, huh?
Yeah, I've registered non-exclusive stuff before. Like I'll register like the main title just to myself, publishing company, writer info, and then if I send that non-exclusive track to other like non-exclusive publishers, then they'll just technically retitle it, but it would be, they'll put like their little abbreviations in front of it, or letters or something like that, just to know that this is the title that they registered, so they can kind of track it and collect for it.
Version 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So yeah. But man, Ray, this was a great conversation, man. I appreciate you, hopping
Sure.
on and kind of
Thanks.
sharing your experience in post production and
my
the
pleasure.
Golf Channel and NBC. It was just really cool to hear that. So I guess tell the people where they can find you. Outside of Sync Producer Hub and Dave's community.
It's pretty easy. RedRaySound.com.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, after this, we are going to dig into live music reviews. We're going to listen to some music from the community, see if it's ready for sync. So you guys stick around, especially on the YouTube channel. Just stick around. We're going to hop back on, and we're going to listen to this music, man. Ray, take it easy, man. I'll see you inside the hub.
Thank you so much.
And wishing you the best, man. Much success.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Yep.
no problem. Peace.
Have a good one.